Again, I'm basically giving a book report on Avon. Giving a book report on Avon. I told a couple of jokes. So hopefully they you understand. Did you ever watch Game?
No.
You won't get that.
I don't.
Do you know what's right?
Yes.
Tissue. That door needs to be closed.
Except now we can't get into the office without the key. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Are you a spotlight today?
She's getting right up here. She's getting the spotlight on.
I'm the new RET
Awesome. So awesome.
for 63 hours now, give or take right now, and then I'm like, I'm doing the spotlight. Huh?
You know, if you volunteer to do something around here, you will.
Well, I was already on pastoral care, so then I got voluntold, is what my husband said.
Well, Greg McGee came up and offered to help with Rome, and now he's like working with the 20 hours a week.
Hi, how are you? Did I see?
No, I'm just.
I know, that seems a little. I'm doing spotlight. I'm the new RET.
Whenever you're ready.
Good morning. My name is Miriam Andrews-Ullman. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees in the UU Singers. Welcome to our service. Unitarian Universalism encourages an open-ended search for meaning in life and a commitment to asking our values to shape our actions. We're a pluralistic religion that draws wisdom from many sources. We welcome all people into our beloved community of whatever age, race, class, ethnicity, physical ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or religious background. We welcome especially those worshiping with us for the first time. Guests are welcome to participate in any activities in our community. Welcome team members are wearing green name badges and are ready to answer any questions you may have if you're a visitor or new to this congregation. Pastoral care team members are wearing yellow name badges and are able to talk with you if you have life transitions or need assistance. We invite everyone to join us downstairs after service for coffee and snacks so we can get to know each other better. Thank you for being with us today.
We do have a couple spotlights. Hang on just a second. We'll get it. Spotlights, yeah.
Raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. Bumped his head and he went to bed, and he's in the sanctuary still looking for drips of water. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. For years, we have worried about water inside the sanctuary, the office, and the building. We have finally undertaken a Fix the Flat Roof fund drive. We are going to fix the flat roof, so I don't have to bring this into the building anymore.
We can always count on John. I'm Lori McCullum, and as John mentioned, last week and this morning, the property committee has determined that we need a partial roof replacement. Oh, fun times. The problem is that the flat roof, which covers the offices, foyer, brick steps, and the lounge, is 30 years old, and it had a 20-year life. And in the process of examining it, they discovered there's 2 layers. So even though they've done multiple patch jobs, it doesn't actually fix the problem. Recently, the board authorized a contract to fix the roof, and it's going to be about $40,000. It may cost more than that, because once they get in there, we don't know exactly what kind of damage they're going to find. So this is a priority. It can't be delayed. We've had a number of members come up already and offer some substantial contributions, but we're offering out to everyone today the opportunity to help us with this fund drive. So if you would be willing to do that either by check or on Realm, there is now a button you can select to offer help for that.
Pass the hat.
Or John in his method. That's another way to do it. So I also want to make sure everyone knows that we will be downstairs afterwards, and Dan is going to help answer any questions you may have, since he's been up on the roof, I believe, and we've got photos and everything. So if you want more details, we'll be downstairs in the lounge after church. Also want to remind everyone that next week is startup weekend, and the UUA representative Phil Lund will be here on Friday evening for a celebration and discussion of our identity and where we've been and where we're going, and working with Reverend Trupia. And so hopefully you'll be able to join us. The program starts at 6:30, but the doors open at 6 for an incredible ice cream social that Jan DeGrieve is planning. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Tanya Tulu. I am on the Pastoral Care Committee, but I'm here today as the new lead for the religious education team. So the team will be working closely with our new director, Tiffany Kaldenbach, to put together a thoughtful curriculum to help our kids learn UU principles and values. So what does that mean? On October 10th, we are going to be having the religious education roundup. You will see the flyers here. So this is an opportunity to bring people into our church who might be interested in having their children join our religious education group. But also, we're going to be having all of the members with kiddos. Hopefully we'll be able to attend. We want to update all the kids' information and get a sense of who is here, and allergies and addresses and all of that kind of stuff. And so it's going to be a fun day. There's going to be crafts and games, snacks, tours of the church and classrooms for people who haven't been here before, or people who have. You're welcome to do that as well. And anybody else from the church who wants to attend, let's get out there, because we are hoping to draw some people in from the community. I would be remiss if I did not mention, as the RE team is always looking for volunteers to join our team, and that can be as a full member of the team, or even if you just want to come in and volunteer as your time permits, that would be a great help as well. If you're interested in volunteering or have any questions about the roundup or the RE curriculum, anything like that, please contact me or Tiffany, and we're happy to help. Okay, thank you.
It's actually October the 12th.
Oh, yes. Sorry, thank you. It's October 12th from noon to 3, Saturday. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Good morning. My name is Gale Springer, and I will be leading us through this lovely service today. Our opening words is a poem by Reverend Lori Georges Halban called the Fall Equinox Meditation. Pause. Balanced in the center between the longest and shortest days, equinox. The wheel of the year turns and turns again. The air cools, days shorten, the sun seems to weaken, barely clearing the horizon after rising before beginning its descent. This is our opportunity now to pause. Balanced, breathing in, breathing out, knowing this present moment. This present moment is all we are guaranteed. Like the sun moving towards the shortest day, each moment arises and is gone before we know it. This is the time to pause and consider. As we enter the season of contemplation, of increasing darkness, of lying fallow, of dormancy. This is the season of letting go, of lightening burdens, of preparing for a period of being still, going deep. Pause and consider. Consider binaries, dark and light, hot and cold, chaos and order. Neither extreme is inherently good or bad. It's all a matter of balance, of honoring the spectrum for which binaries mark the endpoints. Today, we mark the midpoint between summer and winter solstice. A time to seek balance and be free. Blessed be. And now if you will join me in the lighting of our chalice, Jan DeGrieve will be lighting for us today. The words are in your order of service and on the screen. The hours of day and night are in balance. In honor of earth-centered traditions that celebrate this time of year, we observe that the flaming chalice holds the elements of the four directions: earth, air, fire, water. The lamp oil for earth, the air that feeds the flame, the fire we light, and the chalice itself, the cup, the symbol of water. We light our chalice and reflect on the balance we seek in our lives, the balance we seek in our hearts, and the balance we seek in our world. It's not in the order of service, but if you'll please join me in a responsive reading. The words will be up on the screen. Sorry, Miriam. It's a short one. It's called The Growing Darkness by Viola Abbott. As we move deeper into the season, there are some things we know.
All there is a growing darkness that we cannot escape.
The leaves on the trees and the blades of grass try on new suits of yellow, orange, red, and brown.
Life around us slowly retreats and goes to sleep.
In the rest before renewal, the earth will remain, waiting, waiting, waiting.
For the time that they are returned to us, the warmth and the light.
Okay. And now if you'll please join in Body or Spirit for our opening song, number 1066, Oh Brother, Son.
Brother, son,
remain standing and let's take a moment to greet each other this morning. I think so. If all of the children would come and join us up front. Come on, children. Oh, I sounded like
Good morning. Good morning. I don't think I need the mic. Do I need the mic?
people that are hard of hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, you need the mic.
Well, they also can't hear you online unless you use the mic. All right. So, I just want to plug real quick, we are going to do a clothing swap downstairs on October 6th. It's a Sunday from 11:30 to 1. The clothes can be from babies to teenagers. So, and I'm going to bring some toys, but not tons of toys. And I'll have some flyers downstairs too if you need a flyer to help you remember. Today, we are talking about the same thing that Gale is talking about. Which kid can tell me what she's talking about? Raise your hand, please. Ezra. The seasons. It's a specific day. Good thing you can read. See, I'm used to preschool kids. Well, what's happening today? Who knows? The first day of fall. What does that mean? What is fall? What happens in the fall? Leaves fall, yeah. What do you think, Dax?
Birds are flying.
Is there a big word for that? Starts with an M. Migration. Yep, Dom knows. All right, so you have something to tell us, Ezra?
Also like birthdays happen.
Ooh, your birthday comes up in the fall. Nice. Does anyone else have a fall birthday up here? Woo, Miriam does. No kid friends? Okay. All right, so we have this nice map to help us with what we're talking about. So what's here in the middle? Love. The chalice, right? Okay. Then we see a word here. It's called interdependence. It's a big word. Can you guys say it with me? Interdependence. What does that mean? Troy, do you know what that means? No. What does independent mean?
Like basically like you're not
You're liable. You're in charge. That's your responsibility, right? Because you're independent. Well, interdependence means when things work together. So sometimes in nature we see interdependence. Sometimes in our families we see interdependence. Maybe even in our church here at our congregation, right? All right. I see another big word on here. It starts with a T. What do you think, Dom? What is transformation?
Where something goes from like evolution, something goes from that into like a different stage.
It changes, right? Just
Like Pokemon.
yeah, like when you level up in Pokemon. Exactly. So it's sort of like in the seasons, we're sort of leveling up till the next season, right? So.
Wait, the seasons of Pokemon?
Transformation.
Is that a painting?
It is a painting. We did this in the spring, so we.
I made the heart.
A pom-pom. This is actually a mushroom that we can move to the different season that we're in. So this is supposed to show us the different seasons. Here's another breakdown of the seasons. Thank you, Ezra, for reading the title of this paper for us.
I still know.
So let's see. What season is this one, you think?
Spring.
Spring. How about this one?
Summer.
This one?
Autumn.
Autumn or fall?
Winter.
And winter. So we made this, remember in the spring? I painted the base and then kids helped paint on it. So what season do we have here?
Winter.
Winter. Then we're coming into, we have some flowers and stuff. Yep, we need more leaves on this side. And then what's happening down here? Fall is leaves, it's fall, and then it's transferring over back to winter, right?
That's my cycle.
So we'll put our
Right here. No, isn't it starting fall? So shouldn't it be? Wait, why is fall so?
then it'll be winter, so it's kind of split in quarters here.
Why is fall so small?
That's just how you guys painted it. All right, Kaylani. Okay, Kaylani and Troy. What happens with the wheel of year? Does it stay in one place?
No.
What happens? It spins, right? Here, spin it for me, Ezra. I'll hold it. You spin it. Woo! So that's what's happening right now. Transforming. All right, we're going to go downstairs and talk some more about it.
And another good morning to you. My name is Ann Harrington. I am a member of the pastoral care team. We come together as a community to share the joys, the concerns, the sorrows, and the milestones of our lives. At this time of sharing, we take a moment to read your entries from the Book of Joys and Concerns located on the table in the entrance of the sanctuary. Are there any concerns online?
There are none at this time.
Thank you. We have a couple of joys this morning. From Mickey Kelly, I was released from the hospital and am going on a month-long mental health retreat in Colorado. And from Gale Springer, So glad that our friend Barbarian is home from surgery and is healing well. And we wish both of you well on your journeys. For what has been shared and for what remains in the quiet sanctuary of our hearts, we are grateful. Let us become aware of the energy that brings us together here in beloved community as we share a time of silent meditation. May we open our minds and hearts to a place of quiet and engage in silent prayer for the healing of pain and the balm of love. When the musical meditation begins, you are invited to come forward in silence and light a candle. This congregation is a theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who accord with our principles, mission, and vision. Our congregation is entirely self-governed by the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. We are sharing the undesignated plate offering this month with Project Renewal. We invite you now to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of the congregation. Please be as generous as you are able. Thank you.
Thank you, Gates. Good morning. Once again, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Gale Springer. I am on the Board of Trustees. I'm on the Religious Service team. I'm on the Earth-Based Traditions team. We're holding Witches Ball this fall. You'll hear more about that. I do a lot of things around here, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So, this morning, at 7:44 a.m., we began a new season. Did you feel it happen? Did it shake you out of bed? More importantly, did anybody hear the freezer open up that's holding Mariah Carey so we can start thawing her out? Just a little, it gets me every year. I'm like, oh my gosh, not Mariah again. So anyway, happy fall, everybody. We are in the burr season. The wheel of the year has turned. I've said that a few times. I always say that being an earth-based traditions person. The fall equinox. In the pagan community, it's known as Mabon. This is the second of 3 harvest festivals. We have Lammas on August 1st, Mabon, which is today, on the fall equinox, and Samhain, which is on October 31st, more commonly known as Halloween, if you're into that. Back in the spring, I did a service on the spring equinox, and I talked about how we were transforming and growing, and we were meditating on what we needed. I spoke about how everything is transitionary, that no season lasts forever, and that neither the darkness or the light ever completely dominate the other for very long. We were about to lose our part-time minister. We were searching for another. We didn't know where our path was going to take us. But we as a congregation, we were planting our seeds. We were looking for pops of color all around us, and after the cold, hard winter had passed. And we were blooming here in this space that is meaningful to us. And then during the summer, I watched as we blossomed and we became stronger. We became more unified in our voice for what we needed and what we desired for our community. Our community wants to be your community. We welcomed a new minister, welcome, Reverend Trippier, and we are transitioning with them during this learning process of getting to know one another. We also welcomed a new director of religious education who is taking on the task of helping our little seedlings grow. We've talked a lot about transitions and change this year, and whether they be natural and inevitable, like the earth tilting on its axis, or meaningful and personal, like the birth of a new baby or grandbaby, the death of a loved one, a change in your career. Transitions are a time for inviting in growth and renewal, both physically and spiritually. So here we are, once again, on the edge of change. And in the words of Ned Stark, winter is coming. Brace yourselves. Sorry, I thought that would land. I love Game of Thrones. I love Ned Stark. Poor man. From today on, darkness will start to win over the light. I know it's depressing, but it's necessary. The nature's world cycle, it's nearing its completion. The sun sets, the sun's strength is decreasing and the nights are getting longer while the days are getting shorter and cooler. So that sounds like a future Gale problem. I don't know about you. Today is about Mabon. Today is about the equinox. Mabon is fundamentally about appreciation for what has been garnered through the year, with an eye towards winter trials. So a future Gale problem. We need to get our minds and our bodies ready for the shorter days and the longer nights, and the harsher conditions that are coming because, you know, Midwest. So how do we do this? Well, there's several ways, and these are things that we all know, but sometimes it's nice to be reminded. We do it in the spring, we do it in the fall. We declutter, we clean our residence, and your spirit. Do not ever forget your spirit. Clean it of any stagnant or bad energy. Similar to the spring, Mabon, it's an excellent time to do that spring and fall cleaning. You know, because after all, you're going to be spending a lot of time inside in the fall and winter. Even you people who love to go birding, you're still going to be inside because it's going to be hot. Right? Am I right? I might be wrong. Sorry. I'm not snowbird. I don't know. But now is a good time to start finishing those projects you haven't finished yet. Get rid of any physical clutter. Help your body to get rid of any mental clutter. Meditate. Think on it. Get yourself calm and relaxing. And one way to do the mental aspect of it is to do a gratitude journal. I journal all the time. It helps me. And if you don't journal, it's okay. Just get yourself a little notepad and start writing down things that you are grateful for. Anything that you are appreciative of. This will help improve your mood, especially if you're down. This morning, a couple of you noticed I'm not having a great day. Part of that is because I have horrible knees. And the weather today cooperated with the feeling of fall. It's gloomy, it's dark outside, it's going to be rainy, and that affects my knees. And so I took a moment. I didn't have my physical journal with me, but I wrote a few words down in my mental journal. Things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for every person in this building. I'm grateful for people who are normally in this building but aren't here today. I'm grateful for this building. I'm hopefully going to be grateful for having a new roof on the building, but we'll see. I'm grateful for my children. But most of all, I'm grateful to be alive. Other things that you can do to prepare and to celebrate Mabon. Donate to charity. You can make a contribution to local food banks or any food-related charity. You know, in the fall, or earlier this year, back in July, right? January, sorry, January. Take a breath, Gale. Back in July, we had a no-treat month. We encouraged people to bring in non-perishable foods instead of having treats. We had coffee and we had conversation, and we were all still very happy without the donuts. But we collected over 100 pounds of food, as well as $25 in cash to donate to local food banks. And it's my understanding we gave that to Nest Cafe and Cafe on Vine. Now would be a great time to do something very similar. If you are cleaning out your kitchen, you have some non-perishable foods that you know you're not going to need, donate them. Or you can also give at our own community meal. It happens every 8 weeks, and it's coordinated by Karen Crouch. So if you have any questions about that, talk to Karen. Now is a great time to help wherever and however you can. Something that's very pagan and close to me, planting bulbs. It is a perfect time to plant bulbs for the spring season. Trees, bulbs, bushes, they'll have the entire winter to germinate in the darkness, and they'll remain hidden until the spring when they pop back up and they remind you, hey, I'm here, and I'm gonna give you something beautiful. When you're planting them, it's always, for me, a way to also help plant wishes, concepts, desires for something that I want to grow. I'll plant a bulb and I'll meditate on it first. And I don't ask for things like, oh, give me more money. That's not gonna happen. Money isn't just gonna rain down from the sky. But give me strength to be able to find a path forward in XYZ situation. If you don't have some place to plant outdoors, find a friend. I don't know, we shouldn't say plant here on the grounds. That's probably not a good idea. But talk to the grounds people. Maybe they'll let you plant something. If you're all alone and you have nobody to celebrate with, you can go outside. Choose a peaceful place to sit down and meditate. Write in your journal. Enjoy a delicious meal. It's a perfect opportunity for you to let go. Create some personal objectives. One thing, since I typically do a lot of things alone, my kids are there, but I'm considered a solitary practitioner in my pagan faith. I'm not part of a coven. I am a part of a part of a UU church, but you don't do pagan things with me, and that's okay. You allow me to be pagan and talk about pagan things. One thing I do is, and I absolutely love this ritual, and I'm sorry, technology is beautiful today. It's called a personal harvest ritual. So what I do is I create a little altar space. It doesn't have to be special. It can be your dining room table, a little shelf, whatever you want to do. I have a specific spot because that's what I do, but if it's special to you, it's special. I put up photographs, mementos, things that I've saved throughout the year. There's a lot of times I'll save the order of service because something in there was personal and meant something to me. I'll write little notes and I'll put all of this on this table. And then I take time to reflect upon all these things. I quietly sit and I reflect upon these things. I think about the achievements that I've had, the challenges that I've had. I acknowledge the lessons that I've learned, things that I have experienced throughout the year. And then I get out my little journal and I write out a heartfelt list of things that I am grateful for. Not just a, oh, I think this sounds good, but something that I have really thought on, that I am grateful for. And I also put down things that I had trials with or problems or just issues with. This year's been a hard year. I've had some car problems, but haven't we all? I've had some issues with my ex-husband. Some of us have. But these are things that I'm learning from. Then I offer up a toast. I usually have like a glass of cider, glass of wine, glass of water, carafe of beer, whatever it is I feel like that day. And I have a toast. I raise it in gratitude for both my trials, tribulations, and joys, for everything. I harvest in the fruits of my labor from this year, and I toast them all. And then again, I meditate. I always meditate. I meditate and I visualize any of my accomplishments or any of my trials, and I make them little seeds because I want them to grow. The accomplishments, I want them to grow and be bigger. The trials and tribulations, I want them to grow into a beautiful learning experience and become something that makes me a better person. Lastly, I close out my ritual. I thank the energies of the season for their guidance. I keep my gratitude list in my journal as a reminder of my journey and my abundance, and something that I can reflect on later during the turning of another season. You know, the wheel of the year, it's constantly turning, and it always requires some kind of celebration. But it also requires that we give gratitude and we acknowledge. Each turning of the wheel bestows both inner and outer blessings. We just need to invite it in. Sit with it for a little while. And that's how we spiritually and physically grow as people. My hope and my blessing for everybody that touches my life and everybody touches that touches their life is for peace. And for the knowledge to know that when peace isn't there, you have the tools to invite in the spiritual needs or the spiritual tools that you need to find that peace. May that be so for each and every one of you, and blessed be. If you'd like to join now in body and our spirit for our closing song, number 1074, Turn the World Around.
Water. wash the mountain, fire make the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain, spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. We are of the spirit, truly of the spirit, only can the spirit turn the world around. Oh, so is life a body war. So is life. Oh, so is life a body war. So is life. Oh, so is life a body war. So is life. Oh, so is life a body war. So is life.
Thank you. Now, if you'll join me in the extinguishing of our chalice. Words are up on the screen. Right? When we take fire from our chalice,
It does not become less, it becomes more. And so we extinguish our chalice, but we take its light and warmth with us, multiplying their power by all of our lives and sharing it with the world.
equal hours of light and darkness, we celebrate the balance of Mabon and ask the gods to bless us. For all that is good, for all that is bad, there is good. For that which we despair, there is hope. For the moments of pain, there are moments of love. For all that falls, there's a chance to rise again. May we find balance in our lives as we find it in our hearts. May it be so. And if you'll say it with me, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Bless you, my friends.
Yes. Meeting help. Okay.
I think I'm taking care of your